How's it going, everyone? As always, God bless you and thank you for being here. I'm Gage and this is Candy Coral Aquatics. If you're new to the channel, please think about subscribing and hitting the notification bell. This is where I talk about all things reefing, but more importantly, where I share my information with you to help you guys be better hobbyists at the hobby we call reefing. Today is going to be my experience I'm sharing with you guys on owning and caring for a Coral Beauty angelfish in my 60-gallon reef tank. Now, I know what a lot of you are thinking. When you hear the word angelfish, you go, oh my gosh, not reef safe. What are you thinking? They're going to eat your coral. Now, this is true sometimes, but not all of the time. So let me explain. We know there are some angelfish out there that are more than likely to eat coral at some point, and then we know there are angelfish out there that are not likely to eat coral. And the Coral Beauty angelfish, even though the name might not suggest it because it's got coral in it, the Coral Beauty angelfish is actually one of the least likely to go after your coral. So again, let's digress and let's explain this. So, is there a possibility at some point in time it could eat my coral? Yes. So what do we have to do to kind of ensure that that doesn't happen? Well, the first thing we have to do is observe. We have to constantly be checking and making sure that he's not going after anything that he shouldn't be. And if, in fact, the fish is, we need to remove the fish as soon as possible and either put it in a different tank or maybe, go back to the store that we got it, trade it out for something else. Okay, so we have to be mindful of what's going on in the tank. The next thing that we have to do is provide a diet suitable for that fish. So that way he has lots of different options so he won't go after the coral or is less likely to go after the coral. So here's kind of what I mean by that. When I personally first added my Coral Beauty to the tank, I noticed that he didn't really want to eat anything other than copepods. And I'm assuming it's copepods because he will constantly graze over the rockwork and the glasswork, and he's definitely eating something. And I don't think that they're algae grazers, so I'm only going to assume that he's eating the copepods, amphipods, and other little crustaceans that naturally form as reefs mature. So that being said, I was like, okay, that's cool. He's got plenty of food in here. He's not going to go after my coral, yada, yada, yada. Well, then as time progressed, I noticed, okay, he's not eating any of the food that I put in the tank. He's still not eating my coral, so he's obviously still eating the pods in here, but what happens if the pod supply runs low? Is he going to start eating my coral? Well, I'm happy to report that today I did witness him eating the food that I add to the tank. Now, it's possible that he's been eating this longer than what I have noticed, but today I had definite confirmation that he's eating the food that I add. So this is really great for a multitude of different reasons. Number one, the fish isn't going to starve. Number two, he's not going to go after my coral, or is a lot less likely to go after my coral because he has another food source, okay? And then number three, I don't have to worry about constantly stocking my tank with copepods. I'm going to try to get him in camera here. He is a little bit shy. If you're not right up at the tank and working around the tank or filming the tank and moving around, he'll swim around, he'll socialize with the other fish, he does his own thing. He's a great fish to have in your reef, he really is. But if you get close to the tank, my Coral Beauty, he's still kind of skittish, he still likes to hide a little bit, so from time to time I kind of just have to back off and hope that maybe I can see him or get him in camera like we're trying to do right now. So the coloration on this fish can vary. My personal fish that I have here has a very bright neon blue. It's almost like a metallic blue that goes all the way around the fish's body, all over its fins, and then as it works towards the center, it becomes dark blue, and then he's got a patch on him that actually looks just like a tiger stripe. So it's going vertical up and down. The stripes are either black or blue, I can't quite tell, they're dark, and then in between these stripes, it's like zebra tiger stripes, vertical up and down, is yellow, a combination of like yellow, orange, and red, like mixed together. It kind of looks like a sunset. It's a very, very pretty fish. Now, all your Coral Beauties are going to have some variation of this color, but there were two at the fish store that I go to, and when I was looking at them side by side, I felt this one was the prettiest of the two. Reason being is the tiger striping coloration on this specimen isn't quite as pronounced as the other one was, but the reason I opted for this one is because of that metallic blue, which you can kind of see in camera here, that goes all the way around him, which the other specimen did not have. So while the tiger striping on him, which you can't see because he's kind of hiding in the rocks, oh, maybe you can see it now. The tiger striping on him is a little bit smaller of an area, but the metallic blue is very pronounced, which the other fish did not have. This fish just has way more blue to him. Oh, he's playing nice now. There we go. Oh, that's beautiful. There you go. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll leave you alone now. So when it comes to feeding this fish, as I said before, you can go ahead and introduce the same food that you're feeding the rest of the community that you have in your reef tank. I don't think he's picky. He'll probably eat whatever you throw in there. Just make sure that you are feeding regularly and you're feeding, you know, various things. Don't just always feed the same thing, because if for some reason yours doesn't eat mysis shrimp and that's all that you feed, well, now you need to try brine shrimp or a combination of other things, or frozen or flake food, to make sure that he's not going to go after your coral, you know, because a starving fish will eat anything you know, that it can get a hold of. So we want to make sure that it's not going to eat your coral. As far as temperament, very peaceful. It has never chased or attacked any fish in my tank that I have ever witnessed or noticed. It's a great community fish. It does not go after my shrimps, my snails, so it is reef safe as far as inverts go. We're just going to tag this as reef safe with caution, because it always has the potential of possibly eating coral. Other than that, though, guys, if you keep an eye on it and you're feeding regularly and you're watching to make sure that he's, you know, that it's not eating coral, I think it's a very great, safe fish to have in your reef. You just got to be mindful that it could always have the possibility of nipping at something that it shouldn't. And, you know, if that happens, just remove the fish, go back to the store, explain what happened, maybe trade it out for something else. You know, it's not the fish's fault. They're going to eat whatever it is that they're going to eat. You just got to hope that you get lucky enough that you're going to get one that stays away from your coral. So until next time, guys, take care and God bless.